hard to reconcile. The truth needs to be said, as hard as it may be. You're going to hear some powerful truths today.
Tony Stevenson and his wife Marcy give workshops on residential schools. They both speak openly about their experience as children, but it's taken them decades to get to this point, and they couldn't have done it without each other.
When we do the presentation, it's pure truth and honesty. You don't get I guess, what would be the best way, a sugar-coated version. When we first started, it was a little bit tough, but it got easier, and yeah, we feel it because we know we're doing something positive.
Tony and Marcy were both students at Coppell Indian Residential School in LeBret. Then, more than 30 years later, they reconnected in 2017. That's when Tony helped Marcy's father with his appeal on his Indian residential school claim.
I was waiting there with Dad, and he walks in and he just looked at me and he's like, Marcy? Little Marcy? Because I was really tiny in school. Yeah. And I just kind of looked and I said, Tony, you know, that was it.
They fell in love and began this healing journey together.
And when I graduated from LeBret, I never looked back. I never talked about it, anything. And then when I met Tony, then it kind of like brought everything up to the surface, that I started then talking to my kids about things. Yeah. So it helped me in that sense that I started to talk about it.
Tony says many First Nations men find it too difficult to talk about being sexually abused. He's learned how to speak about the trauma he experienced at residential school. And he says he's grateful to have his wife by his side through the process and the healing.
You need that support, and it's very good to have, right? It's especially when you're talking, because many times it's about breakdown. I'd turn around and look at her, and she would just go, kind of give me the mental telepathy, and kind of ESP thing, and all right, I'm back on track, you know? By far, that's probably the best.
Tony says he hopes to expand and share these presentations across Canada one day. Their goal? To be the voice of those who didn't get a chance to speak. Louise Begigal, CBC News, Regina.